Hey Digital Fam, this is John D. Saunders with the Digital Block, and we've got a chance to sit down with Digital Marketing Mastermind, Ryan Stewart. Let's do this. This guy right here is a beast when it comes to digital marketing. I've been watching him for the past about year and a half. He's been building tons of content marketing for individuals looking to boost their brand, boost their business, really actionable marketing tactics that any business owner can use. And we were able to get him in. His company's called Webris, and we're gonna ask him a few questions to kind of pick his brain. Ryan, how you doing, bro?
Good, man.
Yeah?
Appreciate you having me, yeah.
Nice. All right, Ryan, so how did you get started in digital marketing?
I kind of got started by accident, actually. I used to work for a big consulting firm, Accenture, and I just didn't like it. A lot of things about it just didn't jive with me, so I started looking like a lot of people. This actually wasn't even too long ago. It was in like 2013, 2012. I started looking for just other ways to make money. I wasn't even looking to start a business. I just wanted to make some more money because I was 24 and 25 and wanted some money. So I started doing some stuff on Instagram. Like it was right when the network started to blow up, and it wasn't owned by Facebook yet. It was kind of like what Snapchat is now. Like it was cool, right? And I knew it was gonna be big. So I started figuring out ways to grow accounts, and ended up meeting this kid just randomly. And this is before like Instagram bots could like auto like and grow stuff, right? The only way to do it, and before ads too, the only way to do it was to like get shout outs from big accounts. Like you grew one big account and you got like, and what I found was like there was this huge like underground network of like massive accounts, like 200K plus that just had huge engagement, and they would do like shout for shout, like those like 12-year-olds that you see shout for shout. But like bro, they were building these huge accounts, and I was like, dude, this is a way to make some money off this. So I teamed up with one of this kid, and we ended up like trying to turn it into like a very primitive Instagram influencer network. And it was just too early. You know what I'm saying? It was before. This was before like social, like businesses were even like, it's different now, right? Everyone is like, we have to invest in social, right?
Sure.
But back then, and I said back then like it was three.
I know.
but
back in my day.
Yeah, but back then like it was tough to convince people. It was a tough sell, but it was ultimately failed. Made a couple bucks doing it. But that was ultimately how I discovered SEO, because we found this guy. You know how it goes when you're pushing hard. I was going to networking events.
Exactly.
And like really believed in what I was doing. Even in hindsight now too, I think I was onto something much bigger. I know people that are making a lot of money doing influencer marketing.
Oh yeah, no hell yeah.
But like I realized we had to lay tech on top of it. Like it wasn't going to be a manual play. Like there had to be some sort of automation. That I didn't have any money. I didn't have the knowledge how to do it. But that was my introduction to marketing, right? And through that, I met some guy who did SEO. And he was looking to like build some social stuff, and that was my introduction to SEO. And then from there, things just I just realized that there was this whole world out there, and that was kind of what piqued my interest. And I just started learning as much as possible and building as many sites as possible, testing, and really just immerse myself. And that's how I got started.
Gotcha. Okay, so let's say you got a new kid coming into the industry, right? Mm-hmm. What would be one of the main things you'd focus on, like coming straight off the bat into digital marketing?
In terms of like learning a marketing skill?
Yeah, exactly.
I would say probably learn. Man, it's tough because there's so many different things to do.
There are, man.
I wanted to like say Facebook ads right off the bat, but that's kind of cliche. Like it's just an easy way to really have a high impact marketing, right? To learn Facebook ads, and again, you can learn it online within a week.
You're right.
The problem with that is that when you're paying for traffic, you've got to have some money to spend, and that was ultimately what drew me to SEO, because it was free, right? I mean, you didn't have to really spend any money.
It's really just time,
Yeah. So like I always say, learn how to create something of value. If that's video, if that's blogging, if that's even social content, but like the core of everything is being able to add some, like at the end of the day, like we sell the same product, right? We both sell SEO. There's probably another 5,000 people within 20 miles that do, but like the difference between what separates people, again, even products, like we're all buying the same crap from China. It's all the same stuff, right? The value that you can provide through, content or video, it's what differentiates companies right now. And if you can be able to do that and just create value for whatever it is that you want to sell, I would focus on that. Again, it could be blogging, it could be video, it could be social, right? But just getting as much valuable information, entertainment, whatever it may be, getting it out on the web and learning how to promote it organically. I mean, it's how brands these days are born.
No, so. I agree. And just, to add on what you just said, I mean, you look at the biggest, just marketing companies, any companies out there, they're providing value, they're doing a lot of content marketing. You look at HubSpot, who release tons of blogs, just like you. And, when I tell you this guy blogs, he has blogs that are like 2,000 to 5,000 words of content. I mean, you've got pictures, you've got actionable marketing strategies, all that good stuff. So people like myself and Ryan, we try to really provide value to individuals to separate ourselves and both put us in the space of where when they think of digital marketing or they're thinking of strategy or thinking of anything in that nature, they're going to think about your agency.
Yeah, and it's also a way to sell without selling, right? I mean,
exactly.
You create some content that, I like to create content for my digital consultancy, usually about successes that we've had, right? And people are always interested in reading about like how you drove more traffic,
yep.
or, and if you actually show people how you did it, a lot of people think you're like giving away the secret sauce, but the truth is there is no secret sauce anymore, right?
That's a good point.
And it attracts people, and people say like, all right, well, just do it for my brand.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and just to add on. It's crazy because before, being in the agency, you work for an agency, I work for an agency.
Yeah.
A lot of times we're like, oh, we can't share that. We don't want people to know we're doing it. We don't want people to know that we're working on it through this. So now everything is so transparent and easier to learn. I think that providing that value and giving that people that gateway into your company really just helps you.
Yeah, there's nothing proprietary anymore. We
exactly.
live in. It's funny I say this. I'm not an overly political person, but like no matter who you vote for, like they're not going to necessarily change the outcome.
Dude, right? I say the same thing, man.
We live for the first time ever in an even playing field because the information that you need to build, I don't even want to say build a business, but like to get a job, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the skills, like you just don't learn them in college anymore, And I have an MBA and I've never once used it. It's literally sitting on my wall. That's it. It's a freaking bookend. That's all it is.
Wow, that's heavy.
And everything that I know, all of the money that I have made has come from like YouTube, Google, Facebook groups, just like putting in the time and learning it. It's just an even playing field, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like the Wild West for like building businesses and information. It's out there. You just have to put in the time to learn it.
So, in your own opinion, how do you think social media has affected online commerce?
Yeah, I mean, it's where people spend their time. I mean, if you look at, we're all mobile now. It's not even like a question anymore. And what people are doing on their phones, it's really like 4 or 5 apps, and they're all some sort of messaging or social network. It's going to be email, text messages, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
That's really it. And like maybe Safari or Chrome. So I mean, it's where the attention is, and where the attention is where you sell. Wherever that is going to continue to shift as we evolve, and has since the dawn of time. Billboards, TV, radio. Whatever the new medium is and where the attention is, that's where you're going to be able to market to people. So,
No, most definitely. I guess how does that tie into your company, Webris? I guess tell us a little bit about your company.
Yeah.
Give us kind of a brief overview.
Yeah, so we primarily, people come to us primarily for some sort of organic marketing, search marketing, mostly SEO. I mean, in my opinion, I'm really hot on social for obvious reasons like we just talked about, but the fact of the matter is that search marketing is just a juggernaut, and there's nothing more powerful than being there if somebody's looking to buy a computer. If you're there, when people are actively searching for you, there's nothing. Whereas social is more disruptive, right? You've got to build a relationship. You've got to get in front of people. They're both powerful, and social might be a little bit more scalable, I think, because you can only get so many searches, right? Unless you rank for keywords. So that's kind of our niche. But what we really do is we focus on data. We'll do a lot of data work analytics. So basically our package is, one of the things that I learned was that I used to have on our site, come to us for social, come to us for pay-per-click, come to us for SEO, content marketing, paid social. But what happened was you just can't scale like that. You know what I'm saying? You're offering too much stuff. I'm only one person.
Spreading yourself thin.
Yeah, it's I had to hire either a person or a contractor to manage that. And when it was just a nightmare. So, earlier in the year, I stopped taking on clients. I focused on some other stuff. I had a course. I did some consulting and just, kind of regrouped. And last month, I started taking on clients again. And basically, what I did was build a process. And that process is, no matter what business you are, I'm not saying that it's a one size fits all, but like whatever your business is, we're gonna follow down the same path. And that is data and analytics, making sure that your data and analytics is set up, tracking properly, everything, tag manager, all the technical side of it, pixels, everything, because you want to be able to track what you're doing, obviously.
No, absolutely.
Also taking advantage of some tech like remarketing and stuff like that. And then making sure that your website is technically sound. So I have a really good contractor. He does technical audits, makes sure everything on the website is just running smoothly.
Got it.
And then from there, we just focus on two things. We focus on building value for your audience. So we'll do some audience research, we'll do some competitive research, figure out what it is that your audience likes and where they hang out. We'll build that content for you, and then we'll promote it, right? So it's really simple. It's building something of value, and it's promoting it. So
I love it. I love it.
And then, the promotion channels that we use are outreach, a lot of link building and outreach, a lot of social ads, Facebook particularly, and a lot of guest posting and kind of PR type work too, to kind of drive
those backlinks.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
So that's basically what we do.
Okay, cool. So, to kind of piggyback off that, who in the space, or even outside of the space, who inspires you?
That's a good question. I saw this. I don't necessarily have like one person that I look to. Like I like some of the stuff that Gary Vee does, but it's got a little played out to me recently. He just publishes a lot of stuff. You see his stuff, then it kind of
not play around.
Yeah, like I don't follow him on Snapchat because it's just like, all right, bro, I get it, you hustle. But it's not so much people, but what inspires me is more people that can open me up to new concepts, new ideas, and a different way of thinking. Particularly, I'm not a big reader, but I listen to a lot of books. I've been crushing Audible for the last 6 months, focusing a lot on productivity, different like mind techniques that you can use, right? I don't want to say like mind techniques, but like, ways to help, quiet your mind and focus, right? A lot of stuff like that. There's some really good literature out there about that. So that kind of inspires me, right? I'd like to try new things. I like to, I've always been like a tester. I've always been kind of like somebody who's always changing stuff. I'm not a very decisive person. Like I've changed my website design like 50 times. Bro, it's a sickness on those ends. And but every time that I do, it gets better, and I learn.
And every time you do it, it's based on analytics, it's based on data. That's why you're changing it.
So I can't say it's one person in particular, but I definitely like to take pieces from what speak to me about what people are doing. Like something that Gary Vee doing, something that Rand is doing, but like. I wouldn't say that there's like one
guy that you're like.
Yeah, I have a ton of respect for a lot of people. Yeah. People that are doing things better than me, it gets my attention, and I try and figure out what it is and steal it.
No, it's dope. Audible is an awesome app. You can download tons of audiobooks. One of my favorite life hacks is if I'm driving to a client meeting or doing something like that on the road, I'll usually just have that play instead of music. You can listen to a whole book on your car ride to wherever you're going.
That's great.
Let's talk a little bit about business owners, right?
Sure.
How do you think they can leverage marketing tactics without having like a huge budget?
I don't necessarily work with local brick and mortar business anymore. I try and focus on scalable e-commerce businesses that I can grow with. So I end up having, I was on the phone on the way up here with somebody that was a consult, and they always end up turning into like a Q&A. And basically what I tell them is that, I get it, I'm a business owner, you're a business owner, like we're busy. Like you have more stuff than marketing to worry about. You've got bills, you've got just pain in the ass stuff, right, that you have to worry about. But like you have to be the main driver for your market. Like if you don't have the ability to hire an agency or hire somebody internally, like it's got to be you. Yeah. So you have got to learn something, or you're gonna sink. Like again, whether that's Facebook ads or whether that's just being a beast on social. Or
so, what is the one book you think every entrepreneur should read?
God, that's a tough question. There's a really good book called The One Thing. Okay. That's really good. It's about like if you're interested in like doing your own thing, and I strongly suggest that you start looking into it because it's just kind of the way the economy is
going. I'll post the link right here.
It's called The One Thing. It's about figuring out and understanding that the most successful people have like figured out what that one thing is, and it teaches you kind of how to do that. That's really good. I'm listening to a book now called 10% Happier, and it's a really, 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 really good book. It's about a really famous newscaster who had like a drug problems, mental breakdown on air.
Wow.
And how he actually used meditation to just like turn his whole life around. And it's a really good book. It's a really good story too.
Okay.
But again, that's kind of some of the stuff that I'm interested in now. Is again like how to you train your body, but you can also train your mind to get more out of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading a lot of books about that type of stuff now.
No, it's great, man. And I feel like, especially in the digital space, you're on the computer so much, you're getting all this information like overload.
Yeah.
You need some time where you can kind of
when there's distractions.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm saying like we're all addicted.
Yeah.
And you have to be able to disconnect and quiet your mind and quiet the check this notification. Like just like literally appreciate the moment for what it is.
It's true. I mean, I started like even now when I wake up, I used to be on the phone checking emails, checking social. Now it's like I don't even do it.
Yeah.
I work out first and then go into the day. And kind of like.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, it's kind of scary what humans are pushing into. It's uncharted territory.
Yeah, man. It is VR. I mean, there's some crazy.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be an interesting future. Like our kids are gonna be watching this and be like, "What is that?"
Dude,
video?
I know. It's funny you say that because I was watching this video on Verge, the tech blog, and this guy was like, he tried VR for the first time. He was like, I thought I was in there for like 30 minutes. He was in there for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And he didn't even realize it.
Yeah, I've used the Oculus before.
Yeah.
I was kind of unimpressed. I'm not gonna lie, but like I haven't used the professional ones. But I mean, it's only gonna get better. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's gonna be kind of scary actually because of like the addictions that we're forming in our brains.
No, exactly.
Like some people. Like people live their lives in World of Warcraft. Like there are going to be people whose reality is VR. You know what I'm saying? Because they can just literally live and you think that it's real, and it's nuts. Your sleep or downtime or unreality will be like when you
the Matrix.
Take it off. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy, dude.
Oh man. So people starting out in digital marketing, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them first, like off the bat?
Like starting in digital marketing to like sell marketing or to like
to sell marketing or understand it or maybe even work for an agency.
Yeah, I mean, I would say pick one thing that interests you that you can learn in your free time or whatever it is that you're doing, and just be the best at it. Right? Like don't try and do too much. Don't try and be like I would actually say stay out of SEO because it's become so difficult. I would say focus probably on like a social platform.
Okay, so who you got? Warriors?
Oh shit, I saw. Man, this is the hardest question. I don't know, man. Honestly, like I want to say Warriors.
Yeah.
But LeBron, dude. Like I just his game has evolved, man. Like
he has, man. The guy's a monster.
He is probably like the best passer in the game.
Yeah.
And when he's I like Steph Curry obviously, like the dude is like watching a video game player, but
it is like, it really is.
LeBron has the ability to just do so much. Like he can defend, you're not going to stop him on a fast break. If he wants to go to the hole, like he's going to the hole.
No, exactly. And dude, I feel like he's not going to lose another finals.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say the Cavs.
All right, Cavs it is. You heard it first.
Yeah.
Ryan, thanks again, man. Appreciate it. So Ryan Stewart of Webris.org. I'll put the link down here. You can check out his blog. Also check out his new sneaker e-commerce store, Laces Out. I'll put that link down here too. Thank you guys for watching. If you want to subscribe, you can hit that button right here, and we'll see you again soon. Peace.